Greetings, one and all. I thought I'd do a show on Gurdjieff because over the last few weeks there's been a lot of emails asking me about certain questions, which I've been replying to, obviously, how to help themselves in the Gurdjieff work. And then I remembered this article from Views from the Real World by G.I. Gurdjieff, early talks. And I thought I'd just go through this because this answers a lot of the questions that people have sent me, which I've replied to, and perhaps will help other people. A lot of people are asking of how to start working, on themselves. So this is from New York, December the 9th, 1930. And Gurdjieff is having a Q&A with people. And there was a question, how can we gain attention? Now that's a question I get asked a lot. So here we go, here's Gurdjieff's answer. There is no attention in people. You must aim to acquire this. Self-observation is only possible after acquiring attention. Start on small things. Our attention is easily distracted. Easily. It starts looking somewhere else. When we're trying to look that way, something over there will grab our attention. Thoughts come in and grab our attention. When it should be with our thinking, we should be aware of our attention and our body, of where am I in my body, and emotionally, how am I feeling? Things come to distract us away from our attention all the time. I'll do one example of, I remember when I first started doing all these shows many years ago, for some reason, the neighbours would start doing DIY, distraction, or there'd be suddenly lots of noise outside, that kind of thing. All things to try and distract me from what I was trying to do. So my attention was then being thrown over to, the neighbours or over to whatever that noise is outside. Trying to stay in our attention all the time is quite difficult. But if we can do it in small bursts, and one of the exercises Gurdjieff used to say was, pick a time every day for a week. Let's pretend it's 11 o'clock we've chosen, and just try and stay in your attention for 1 minute and see how long you can do it for. One of the Ouspensky ones was look at your watch for a minute. I haven't got my watch on, it's over there. Look at your watch, the second hand going round for a minute. See how long your attention can stay on it. All good little exercises to try out. Continuing. The question is, what small things can we start on? What should we do? And the answer is, your nervous and restless movements make everyone know, consciously or unconsciously, that you have no authority and are a booby. With these restless movements, you cannot be anything. The first thing for you to do is to stop these movements. Make this your aim, your God. Even get your family to help you. Only after doing this, you can perhaps gain attention. This is an example of doing. And that is something that I used to work on a lot. If I was sat with my legs crossed, was one of my legs moving, like a agitated nervousness, or it made me realize after a while, I don't anymore, but I used to do a lot of doing that on things. I haven't got doing that. What a waste of energy. Why am I doing that? Becoming aware of why we do certain things. Again, a lot of it's probably habits we've picked up over the years. Recognizing them and noticing them when they happen and try to stop them. Another example, an aspiring pianist can never learn except little by little. If you wish to play melodies without first practicing, you can never play real melodies. The melodies you will play will be cacophonous, and will make people suffer and hate you. It is the same with psychological ideas. To gain anything, long practice is necessary. And one of my long-term boyfriends was a saxophonist, and he used to play in a band. They used to jam all the time. And one of our big catchphrases was, practice makes you perfect. Practice makes you shit hard of the guitar. Though I have said before, obviously, perfection is kind of unattainable in some ways. Salvador Dali even said that. But we can improve all the time. Practice, practice, practice. And the Gurdjieff work, the Gurdjieff system is all about practice on yourself. And then he goes on to say, try to accomplish very small things first. If at first you aim at big things, you will never be anything, and your manifestations will act like cacophonous melodies and cause people to hate you. And that's something I've had to speak to with a few people recently. I myself went for big aims when I started and thought there'd be a big ta-da moment. It's not a ta-da moment when you're doing the Gurdjieff work. Over time, you will see how you've changed and how you're practicing the work. And I can't emphasize that enough, really. I think people are looking for a pill that's just going to suddenly make them become awake. Well, that pill you need to take is the work on yourself, the inner work, the inner medicine. Continuing, the next question is, what must I do? And the answer is, there are two kinds of doing: automatic doing and doing according to aim. Take a small thing which you now are not able to do and make this your aim, your God. Let nothing interfere, only aim at this. Then if you succeed in doing this, I'll be able to give you a greater task. Now you have an appetite to do things too big for you. This is an abnormal appetite. You can never do these things, and this appetite keeps you from doing the small things you might do. Destroy this appetite, forget big things, make the breaking of a small habit your aim. And many people in their emails to me, which is why I also picked this piece from Views from the Real World, were asking me, what should my aim be? Obviously, I don't know you personally to be able to give you an aim, but it should be something small to start off with. Like we're aiming to wake up, become a waking up person, which will hopefully develop over time into being a woken up person. Awake. But throughout our experiences in life and through the day and what's going on in your own life, there are moments when you have awakening, when you suddenly remember yourself. We have to keep hold of those and remember them, to use them again and again, hopefully over time. To be, once you start having little snippets of this and you're still practicing, you will start having more and more of them kind of snippets or revelations. I have seen myself with other people over the years, they start forgetting to do the work or the exercises they've given themselves, or trying to fulfill them small aims. And they start to stagnate until something happens, like a shock or something, that will suddenly bring them back to, oh yeah, I was doing Gurdjieff work. And like, we are hungry for it. We have the appetite to do the work. You must want to do this work for it to work in you. Question. I think my worst fault is talking too much. Would trying not to talk so much be a good task? The answer. For you, this is a very good aim. You spoil everything with your talking. This talk even hinders your business. When you talk much, your words have no weight. Try to overcome this. Many blessings will flow to you if you succeed. Truly, this is a very good task, but it is a big thing, not small. I promise you, if you achieve this, even if I'm not here, I will know about your achievement and will send help so that you will know what to do next. And I often say to people, pray to Mr. Gurdjieff. When you're about to make your little aim, pray and ask him to help you to continue with your aim. But mechanical talking is one of the big problems, and many people talk without knowing what it is they are saying, or with no meaning to their words when they're speaking. And it's quite difficult to not mechanical talk when you're with people that aren't into any kind of spiritual path, or in the Gurdjieff work, the everyday beings that you have to associate with, whether it's at work or on the bus or, whatever, many of your friends might be not into this kind of thing. So you will see their mechanical talking and try not to fall into it yourself. Try to think before you speak and that kind of thing. They might over time notice the difference in you, but words are very important. What we say, we should mean. They have power to them. We're putting them out into the world. which is why I also say it's important to say your prayers aloud so they're going out into the world and that all may hear it, not necessarily people hanging around, but it's going out into the ether, into the atmosphere, and then meaningful, powerful words such as prayers, or even saying your exercises of the I am or such like, are going out there, hopefully to influence others. Question: would a good task be to endure the manifestations of others? I'm asked this a lot. Answer: to endure the manifestations of others is a big thing, the last thing for a man. Only a perfect man can do this. Start by making your aim or your God the ability to bear one manifestation of one person that you cannot now endure without nervousness. If you wish, you can. Without wishing, you never can. Wish is the most powerful thing in the world. With conscious wish, everything comes. Conscious wish. So first going on about the manifestations of others, we all have to deal with that over time. You know, people tread on our corns, people annoy us. We see people doing mechanical talking, people doing stupid things, people trying to rile us, people trying to push us into positions we don't want to be, blah, blah, blah. And trying to understand where they're coming from. Got to remember there are sleepy people. Though I also hear that there's many people that are in various works, whether it's Gurdjieff or Steiner or such like, who will perhaps their ego is a little bit too inflated and are telling people what to do when really we should be suggesting to them what they should be doing, passing on the information of what Gurdjieff was saying. Because everybody's waking up. As I said in a previous video just the other week, there's not many out there that are man number 5 or man number 6 or even man number 7. If anyone meets any of them, please send them my email or something. Please get them in touch. They might not want to talk to me, it doesn't matter, but anyway. People should not be pushing anything onto you, especially if it's something that makes you nervous or makes your spidey senses go off that this isn't right, shouldn't be doing this. And that's when we start using our conscience. Our conscience is coming through to give us a little nudge to say, make sure we're doing the right thing. Are we thinking in the right way? Are we feeling in the right way? Are we even feeling in our body in our right way? Is that person doing the right thing? Or is it something they're doing for their own egotistical means and ways? Remember, there's a lot of manipulative people out there. But then he goes on to talk about wishing. I was talking about aims just now. So before you start an aim, wish to do that aim. As he says, to wish something is very powerful if you do it consciously. Consciously wish something. I am, I wish, I can do. I am, I wish to do, I can do. Kind of words that Gurdjieff used to talk about in various exercises and workbooks. And this is something we should be aiming towards. What is your wish? Hopefully to wake up. Question: I frequently remember my aim, but I have not the energy to do what I feel I should do. Answer: man has no energy to fulfill voluntary aims because all his strength, acquired at night during his passive state, is used up in negative manifestations. These are his automatic manifestations, the opposite of his positive willed manifestations. For those of you who are already able to remember your aim automatically but have no strength to do it, sit for a period of at least 1 hour alone. Make all your muscles relaxed. Allow your associations to proceed, but do not be absorbed by them. Say to them, if you will let me do as I wish now, I shall later grant you your wishes. Look on your associations as though they belong to someone else, to keep yourself from identifying with them. At the end of an hour, take a piece of paper and write your aim on it. Make this paper your God. Everything else is nothing. Take it out of your pocket and read it constantly, every day. In this way, it becomes part of you. At first, theoretically, later, actually. To gain energy, practice this exercise of sitting still and making your muscles dead. Only when everything in you is quiet after an hour, make your decision about your aim. Don't let associations absorb you. To undertake a voluntary aim and to achieve it gives magnetism and the ability to do. I've been doing this exercise on and off for years, and I find it very helpful. But I also, if I find something that resonates with me when I'm reading either Gurdjieff or Maurice Nicole or something, I will write that sentence down and carry it about with me for, however long I need it for, until I've memorized it. And then I try to repeat it over and over, because it works down into your subconscious and down into all your different eyes, start hearing it in you. We're kind of like, it's not hypnotizing them. Maybe it is hypnotizing them. In a way, it is programming them, but for the better, for the good. Such as the one I was saying just now, I am, I wish to do, I can do. That's a good one to write down and try and say constantly to yourself and see how it changes yourself. One of the other exercises Gurdjieff gave for that was count to 50, then count backwards from 50 to 1, then say those words. I am, I wish to do, I can do. Count to 50 again and back again. I am, I can, I wish to do, such like. And sometimes also writing something that you've read that means something to you or has resonated with you. You're putting it obviously onto paper, but you're also putting it into your hand and up to your arm and into your body. Even better if you do it with pencil, because that's graphite, and graphite has a memory. So with a pencil, it's remembering it more and putting it into you. It works, I'm telling you. Question: what is magnetism? Answer: man has two substances in him, the substance of active elements of the physical body and the substance made up of the active elements of astral matter. These two form a third substance by mixing. This mixed substance gathers in certain parts of a man and also forms an atmosphere around him, like the atmosphere surrounding a planet. Remember, you're a planet, evolving on this planet Earth. Planetary atmospheres are continually gaining or losing substances because of other planets. Man is surrounded by other men, just as planets are surrounded by other planets. Within certain limits, when two atmospheres meet, and if the atmospheres are sympathetic, a connection is made between them and lawful results occur. Something flows. The amount of atmosphere remains the same, but the quality changes. Man can control his atmosphere. It is like electricity, having positive and negative parts. One part can be increased and made to flow like a current. Everything has positive and negative electricity. In man, wishes and non-wishes may be positive and negative. Astral material always opposes physical material, but we're trying to develop our astral bodies as well. In ancient times, priests were able to cure disease by blessing. Some priests had to lay their hands on the sick person. Some could cure at a short distance, some at a great distance. Remember, Gurdjieff used to do things like this. You read Fritz Pietzer's books, he talks about that in there, and C.S. Knott talks about that. A priest was a man who had mixed substances and could cure others. A priest was a magnetizer. Sick persons have not enough mixed substance, not enough magnetism, not enough life. This mixed substance can be seen if it is concentrated. An aura or halo was a thing. Back, I lost internet then for a moment. Right, the priest was a magnetizer. Sick persons have not enough mixed substances, not enough magnetism, not enough life. This mixed substance can be seen if it is concentrated. An aura or halo was a real thing and can sometimes be seen at holy places or in churches. Mesmer rediscovered the use of this substance. Please see my video with Claire Means that I've got in the Actually, maybe I'll connect it to this one. But anyway, Claire's written great books on Mesmer and Gurdjieff, so I'll add it to the end of this. To be able to use this substance, you must first acquire it. It is the same with attention. It is gained only through conscious labor and intentional suffering, through doing small things voluntarily. Make some small aim your God. Sorry, I'm just going to check this is still recording. I did a little blip. Make some small aim your God, and you will be going towards acquiring magnetism. Like electricity, magnetism can be concentrated and made to flow. In a real group, a real answer could be given to this question. Obviously, this isn't a real group, it's just a video that I'm making. We're trying to develop the substances within us. Again, read All and Everything, Beelzebub's Tales to his grandson, where he discusses how all this reactions with electricity, with other substances coming in and out from the planet, substances we create in ourselves, substances we pick up from other people, such like, and how we're supposed to try and accumulate certain substances to develop within us and not accumulate the bad substances. But it's much easier just to read All and Everything and Beelzebub's Tales about that. Or maybe I should get Josh back on to discuss that more. But we are trying to develop ourselves. So we want to take the right things in so that they work within us. But obviously what we take in, even if it's bad stuff, if we can change it, we can love it in a certain way and transform it into a good substance, it will then start working for us and with us. So we have to create the magnetic center within ourselves. And we do that by doing this kind of Gurdjieff work, which is what I'm trying to encourage everyone to do. So this was from Views from the Real World. Fantastic book, lots of answers in it, lots of little stories as well. And I highly recommend it if you haven't read it already. But I also highly recommend read Beelzebub's Tales to his grandson, because all the answers are in it. That's why it's called All and Everything. Thank you for watching. Thank you for those that were pressing the thank you button. Much appreciated. Blessings to one and all. And until next time, keep safe in this strange, interesting times that we are living in. Remember to spread the peace.